Who among you have piggy banks? How much do you usually put in it? And have you tried taking some money from your piggy bank even if it is not full yet? Now, if you get some money from your piggy bank, that serves as or that represents as negative numbers, and when you put some money in the piggy bank, that represents positive numbers. And that's what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about integers. These are numbers found on a number line composed of whole numbers and their opposites including zero, and that would be, when you say opposite, that is positive or negative. Now let's apply integers in real life. When you say positive, these words like above or profit or sufficient funds, gain, or you can say forward and go up, and so on. Those are words that represents positive integers, and negative integers such as fall or drop, like burned, spend, low, below, negative, and backward or loss. These are just some of the words that represents negative integers. Now let's talk about the number line. Here, this is a number line where you can see 0 in the middle, and numbers to the left are negative numbers, and numbers to the right are positive numbers. Now, the numbers to the right of 0 are called positive integers, and it can also be represented by a colored chip, which is yellow for positive. And when you say negative numbers, the numbers to the left of 0 are negative numbers that represent for the chip, it's a red one. Now, positive integers are greater than negative integers or bigger than negative integers. Now, if we are going to compare the integers, the value of integer gets smaller as you move farther to the left of 0. That means that negative 2 is greater than negative 5 because from the left, you move farther to the left of 0, it becomes smaller. The value becomes smaller. So if it is negative 10, it is smaller than 0. So 0 is bigger than negative 10. It is bigger, negative 10 is smaller than negative 9. Okay, so as you go farther from 0 to the left, then it becomes smaller. The value becomes smaller. And the value of an integer gets larger as you move farther to the right of 0. So as you can see here, it's positive numbers. So 0, 1, 2, and so on. It increases. So 1 is smaller than 2, and so on. Okay. Now, numbers above 0 are also positive, so you can write the number line by vertically or horizontally. So if you're going to write it in vertical form, above 0 are positive and below 0 are negative. The value of an integer gets smaller as you move farther below 0, and it gets larger as you move farther above 0. Now, let's talk about absolute value. Absolute value pertains to the distance of a number from a reference point 0. So there's a symbol here, like a line, 2 lines here, and there's a number inside, or the absolute value. A means the absolute value of A. So for example, the distance from 0 to negative 5 and 0 to 5 is 5, and that's the absolute value of 5. So from 0 to negative 5 and 0 to positive 5, the absolute value is 5. Let's have more examples here. Now, use an integer to represent each situation. So we have here a submarine cruises at a depth of 50 meters. So when you say the word, our keyword here is depth. Therefore, this 50 meters, we represent that as negative 50. Okay, and next, Anna has a debt of 25 pesos. So debt is also negative. So we write negative 25 pesos. Next, the price increased by 3 pesos. So you just write 3 here, and then you may not write the symbol for positive, which is plus, because that represents if there is no symbol here beside the number, then that means it's positive. Next, we have the temperature is 3 degrees below zero. Below zero means negative, so we write here 3 degrees or negative 3 degrees. Jackie got 2 demerits for coming late for school. Demerits is negative, so it represents negative word, so that means it's -2. Next, John withdraws 500 pesos from his account. When you say withdraw, it represents also negative because you get money from your bank, then that is negative 500. So again, if it is positive, no need to put positive sign because automatically it's a positive number. Just like when we have 1 to up to what number it is, it's positive, we are not going to put plus sign beside it. Now let's compare the two given integers. We have here which is bigger. We write less than or greater than or equal to. So we have -5 and 5. Which is bigger? So of course 5 is bigger than -5. So we write here like this, a less than sign. Next, -10 is blank, -9. So we have which is bigger, the -9 or the -10? So -9 is bigger than -10 because -10 is way farther from 0 if you're going to move to the left. So -9 is bigger. Next, -4 or 0, which is bigger? 0 is bigger because when you go away or move farther from 0 to the left, the value becomes smaller. We have 7 and -3, so 7 is bigger than -3. Then -15 and -20, -15 is bigger than -20. And if we have -8 and 2, so 2 is bigger than -8. How you compare the two given integers? This time, we arrange the following integers in increasing order. So we have here -2, 3, 7, -8. So when you say increasing, we start from the smaller value up to the higher value. So smaller value here is -8, then -2, then 3 and 7. So we arrange it in increasing order. Next, we have -12, -13, 5, and -5. So that is increasing from smallest to biggest number. So we have -13, -5, 5, and then 12. Next, we have here -10, -9, -6, 0, and 11. And last, we have -11, -9, -5, -2, and then 0. So that's how you arrange it in increasing order. How about if you're going to arrange it in decreasing order, or when you say it as descending order from highest to smallest number? So we have from the highest, we have 15, then we have -2, we have -3, we have -7. Because -2 is bigger than -3 and -3 is bigger than -7. We have 10, -7, 8, and -4. So 10 is the highest, then 8, then -4 is higher than -7. Okay, next. Highest number here is 10, then 5, then 0. So 0 is bigger than or higher than negative 1, and negative 1 is higher than negative 20. Last one, we have 4. That's the highest number, then 0. Then 0 is bigger than negative 1. Negative 1 is bigger than negative 2. And negative 2 is bigger than negative 6. So again, this line here with numbers is called number line. And when the value of an integer gets smaller as you move farther to the left of 0, and the value of an integer gets larger as you move farther to the right of 0.